We are joined today by Keith Gray, author of the new book Ostrich Boys. Keith, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for inviting me along.
So, tell me, what is the story behind your latest book?
Ostrich Boys is a story of friendship, really. There's four best friends, Kenny, Sim, Blake and Ross. But unfortunately, Ross has died in a car accident, been knocked off his bike and has been killed. And Kenny, Sim and Blake really want to do something special for their friend. They go to his funeral and they're really disappointed by it. They hate every minute of the funeral. They feel that the crematorium is full of hypocrites and people who didn't really like their best friend as much as they liked their best friend. So they feel they want to do something really memorable and really significant for Ross's funeral. So they actually steal the ashes they steal the urn that contains their best friend's ashes, and they run away with it. And they run from Cleethorpes on the east coast of England and travel 261 miles here to Dumfries in Galloway, to the tiny little hamlet of Ross, Solway Firth. They feel that taking Ross to Ross was a really significant and meaningful thing to do for their friend.
So, what inspired the tale of the boys? Where do you think the characters came from?
Well, the inspiration from the tale really came. I wanted to talk about teenage suicide, and the book deals a lot with untimely death and teenage suicide, but I wanted to deal with it in quite a sensitive but still a light-hearted way. It's the idea of these boys going on a journey inside themselves as well as physically across the country. But the characters, they kind of grew organically from the writing. I don't really plan my stories. I get an idea, get excited, and I start writing. And luckily, good characters start to grow out of the ideas that I was having as I was actually doing the writing.
Let's discuss the title, Ostrich Boys. It seems quite a unique title for the genre the story follows. What inspired it?
I had to fight for the title Ostrich Boys. My publishers at first didn't like the title, but I think that when you've read the book, it really suits the book. The book is about pulling your head out of the sand and growing up. If you don't pull your head out of the sand, you're not going to be able to grow up. And there's little jokes to do with ostriches scattered here and there throughout the book, in a sense. So I think that the title, if you read it, I promise, will make sense once you've read it.
A number of places in Dumfries and Galloway feature in Ostrich Boys, Ross Bay being the most crucial plot to the book. How has the region influenced your style of writing, and what attracts you to it?
Yeah, there's a big chunk of the book that actually happens in Dumfries and Galloway. The whole end of the book, in a sense, is inspired by Ross Bay. I've got to admit, I didn't really know Ross Bay existed until I came to write the book. I've been to Dumfries and Galloway several times. I love visiting Wigtown and going to the book festival there. But I'd never actually discovered this place called Ross Bay. And I was looking for a boy's name. I needed the characters to take a boy to a place named after them. And I know, being called Keith, I know there's a place in Scotland called Keith, and I know there's the Isle of Lewis, but I was looking for somewhere a little bit more different, a little bit more original. And just looking in the back of an atlas, I found Ross. So I travelled to Ross, and I just loved the headland and the lighthouse just out of the Solway Firth. And once I saw Ross, the place, the whole of my book kind of fell, sort of clicked into place for me. Once I'd seen the real life location, it really kind of clicked into place, and I knew how I was going to tell this story, and I knew how this story was going to finish.
Do you picture yourself still writing in many years to come?
Yeah, I do. I love writing. I'm very, very lucky that my job is something I really enjoy doing. And it's nice you don't retire, I suppose, as a writer. And you never stop learning either. I think each of my books, I've always tried to do something slightly different. Maybe that's why I've never written a sequel, because I'm always trying to do something different. I'm always trying to challenge myself in certain ways. So yeah, I think I can be 80, I think 85, 90, and I'll still be still be scribbling away, still be writing books, maybe different types of books, maybe not books aimed specifically at teenagers, but I think I'll still be writing. I'd love to write a movie. I would love to write a movie one day. Big explosions, car chases, men with big guns. I'd love to write something like that. So maybe a different type of writing. But yeah, I'll always be writing.
Keith Gray, thank you for joining us today.
No, thank you for inviting me along. It's been fantastic.